Hello, my name is Jessica Kennedy. This is week 3 discussion question about historical writings, or historical literacy rather. This week we use primary source documents from the America's Historical Imprints, Evans and Shaw Shoemaker database. I'll also have some books and some journals as well as about my research. My subject this week is on the 1800 presidential election. The 1800 presidential election was the first of its type because it saw a shift from one political group to another, from the Federalist Party to the Democratic Republican Party. In what some call the Revolution of 1800, Thomas Jefferson, who was at the time the vice president, defeated the incumbent presidential John Adams. My subject this week is on the 1800 presidential election. The 1800 presidential election was the first of its type because it saw a shift from one political group to another, from the Federalist Party to the Democratic Republican Party. In what some call the Revolution of 1800, Thomas Jefferson, who was at the time vice president, defeated the incumbent president John Adams. Thomas Jefferson was considered a highly influential spokesman for American democracy. He was not only a founding father in American history, but he is also the principal author of the Declaration of Independence, and he was widely known as a leader within the Democratic Republican Party. Jefferson served as president from 1801 to 1809. However, his place as third president of the United States was met with much conflict and debate. John Adams was a remarkable politician and philosopher. He served as the second president of the United States. He had served as vice president under George Washington. And he was a staunch Federalist. He favored a strong central government and a close relationship with Britain. Many politicians and writers at the time noted that he was being in favor of the monarchy, much opposed to Jefferson, who was more for states' rights. In this debate with them, the French Revolution and the debate over federal or state rights was the main issues between the two, between the Democratic Republicans and the Federalists. They also had the election system where everybody voted on, or each electoral vote in the House of Representatives and the Senate voted for both the president and the vice president, and they could be from opposing parties. This led to quite the problem in the 1800 election, with sharp political conflict that developed. The two separate parties, the Federalists and the Democratic Republicans, began to staunchly form at this time. Looking at the election of 1800, in 1796, the election of Adams narrowly defeated Jefferson. The rematch in 1800 was when you had the Democratic Republican. Thomas Jefferson and Aaron Burr were the big leaders of that party. The Federalists were John Adams and Charles C. Pinckney. They came down to an even vote until Alexander Hamilton of New York actually changed his vote to support Thomas Jefferson instead of John Adams, and over, fellow New Yorker Aaron Burr, which we all know how that ended out between them. There's a lot of information on both in the Library of Congress, of course, about the 1800 election, and as well as books. And some call this revolution of 1800s, of course, Thomas Jefferson was one. He defeated the Federalist Party candidate, the incumbent John Adams. Some of these books from the broadsides, the rare book and special collection divisions of the Library of Congress, have a lot of papers that were put out then. Adams versus Jefferson, the tumultuous election of 1800, is a fabulous writing by John Fairling, and he discusses in more detail about this subject. Thank you.